So a smarter man than me would be streaming Resident Evil 9 right now and getting all the views. But instead we're streaming Dark Souls 2 because it's Friday, and what do we do every Friday? We stream Dark Souls 2. We will be streaming Dark Souls 2 when we are in the old folks' home. We'll be on the 9th DLC, but what is it? There's like 3 DLCs for this or something? Yeah.
We'll be like, we're almost to Horsefuck Valley.
Yeah, I've been waiting all my life for this. But yes, hello everybody. We're doing what we always do. Have you played Resident Evil 9 yet, Dylan?
I've played a couple hours, yeah.
Okay. I haven't touched it yet, because I was tired last night. But I've heard nothing but really good things. Like, I've been trying to keep my expectations, low. Not low, but, like, reasonable. But I'm hearing really good things about that game. I was expecting, the Grace's parts. I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna be the new Resident Evil thing, if it's like a hide-and-seek haunted house, right? But no, apparently it's like proper survival horror. That's what I'm told, at least. How have you liked it so far, with the few hours you've played?
I'm gonna be very light on details here, because people haven't played it.
That's fair, yeah.
It's interesting. It's a very interesting blend. I'm gonna have to like process it, because there is a sort of like whiplash between moving between the 2 points, but I think as it kind of like gets more in the flow, it's gonna be done in an interesting kind of it's gonna feel interesting.
Okay.
There are definitely, like, some of the staples do return. Like, I just got to the point where you get an item box, and I'm like, oh, Resident Evil item box. That's
nice.
Classic. And of course I'm playing on ink ribbons.
Oh yeah, not even a question. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I forgot that there was an option not to do that in the newer games. Like recently, I wouldn't say I forgot, but I was like, I don't remember if that was a difficulty option or not, because it's like there's never even any question for me. I want the ink ribbons. Oh boy, someone said we're jumping right into a topic in the first 30 seconds. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I do. I don't know. I'm not sure what else you'd talk about on it. I guess we could talk about the game we're playing, but I mean, it's Dark Souls 2. What is there to say? We've said everything. I suck at it. I do have a Ring of Binding on. Okay.
I will say that the first couple Grace sections, you will absolutely be able to pinpoint what game Capcom was playing when they designed that section.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm pretty excited to. I've avoided most stuff about it, other than seeing people's impressions. I didn't even watch any of the trailers. Really not. I'm not too concerned about, like, I'm not I don't want spoilers, but it's Resident Evil, it's like it's fine. If I get spoiled on some story stuff, it'll be disappointing, but it won't be the end of the world. Not like if it was like a movie or something, But that being said, I've just kind of avoided stuff because I don't know. I just didn't. I feel like for how many 3 or 4 Resident Evil games now, yeah, like 3 or 4 of them, I've been basically like, there is no way Capcom is going to cook again. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like, and every time they've actually, it's been like, oh, this actually is really good. So I keep, pre-release for these games, I keep being like, yeah, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I think that it's like they've rolled the dice too many times. It's gonna be bad at some point here, and then it keeps ending up not being bad. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it. And yeah, we won't talk too much about it because we don't want to get into spoilers. And also, I mean, I haven't even played it, and Dylan, you've only played a few hours.
Yeah, Kibby, don't worry, he hasn't played it. I only watched one of the trailers because I've avoided all the other stuff too.
So I'm gonna try not locking onto the dragon, seeing how that goes. Because locking on is not serving me well.
RE9. That's what we were talking about.
So I guess another current topic would be, what's everyone been playing, if anything, what has everyone been playing from the Next Fest? Because, I will be honest, I have had no luck at all finding stuff in the... Not that there aren't good games, I haven't found anything that really, like, piques my interest. Just personally, I was wondering if anyone had any suggestions for what to try out. Oh my gosh, the camera!
Yeah, this is going a certain way.
It sure is.
I don't know if not a good way.
Yeah, I don't know if not locking on is actually serving me well. I think the problem of him getting in the way of the camera just is gonna be a thing, regardless. Yeah, wow. Oh, wow.
Certified hitbox moment.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, okay. I thought that was another certified hitbox moment. I thought it was out of the fire's range. I have somehow avoided getting poisoned, though. Or, what is that? Is that poison or toxic? I'm not sure which it is.
I think it's... I don't know, actually.
One of them. I thought I dodged that one!
The tail. I think the tail has its own hitbox.
I think so, yeah. Kibi Rar switching to Linux is the Steam box as soon as the Steam box is here. Yeah. I'm already in that boat. I've been on Linux for a few months now. And actually it's a perfect fit for my particular strain of brain rot. I love it. But I can see, it feels, the experience is one where it is either, like, working amazingly well, like, better than Windows ever did, or it is a huge headache nightmare. And there's no... That's a great way to start off.
Like, if something doesn't work on Linux, what's their sort of, like, what's the protocol to fix it?
Well, my experience has been that I haven't run into a ton of things personally where it's like this just straight up won't work. Usually it's more like it's like troubleshooting. It's basically like troubleshooting programming problems. So it's always that sort of thing where it's like, well, this might be able to work, and there's a dozen different potential routes you could follow to see about getting it working. It's that sort of thing. So, obviously, for some people, that's gonna be, like, a deal breaker. And it can be really annoying sometimes, but, in my case, okay, I don't know what happened there. I think I was how was I parrying? I must have been holding down my trigger a little bit. Anyway, so my case is a little... It's like a perfect situation in a way, because, like, for work, for, like, all of the like, work and utility stuff I do on a PC, I'm pretty much using open source stuff anyway. And that all is extremely Linux friendly. It's more like when it comes to gaming that I've run into the most problems, and of course in that case it's like, well, it's games, you know. I can decide not to play a game and it's not the end of the world. So it's sort of a special, you know, perfect case scenario in that sense. Like I was talking with Nate the other day, and he's like, yeah, I could never do that because obviously he needs Unity. And I have not tried Unity on Linux. That is a thing that I still have Windows 10 around for booting into to do stuff with like Unity or like things like that.
Is it anytime you have to boot up Unity, you're just like, oh, here we go again, back to this old dog?
Yeah, I hate it. It feels awful. It's like Unity feels awful to go into now that I'm used to Godot, because Godot is like so fast to like boot up and stuff, and you don't have to log in and you don't have to do any of that. And also now Windows is a nightmare to go back into because I'm spoiled now with not having anything auto start. And also, I don't go into Windows very often, so every time I do, then it decides, oh, it's time for you to update your PC. So now you can't just restart it. You have to, like, do the whole update, you know. I'm sure I could turn that off somehow. I just haven't bothered to figure it out.
Windows, you remember, Windows eventually is like, you can't pause this update anymore.
Yeah,
we have to update.
Well, I guess I'd figured there was probably some, like, some hidden backdoor way I could make it stop doing that, but maybe there isn't even that anymore. I know that it was like, for a while it's been like, no, you can't actually turn these off, but I figured that if I talked to like Cam or Scott or one of those guys, they'd have some way of still being able to turn them off, but maybe not. I know it's gotten real bad. There's always a reg edit. Yeah, exactly. Like, well, I always assume there's some incredibly obscure, like, sketchy way. Okay, it's toxic. We figured that out. Yay. No! Okay, I need to actually try and do this well. Yeah, Godot is it's really fast and it's really small. Dylan, my daily like game dev Git commits are generally measured in kilobytes for reference.
Makes sense.
Which is amazing. There are definite like downsides to, I mean, that's a whole, there are definite downsides to Godot, but for me it's been it's been amazing.
Yeah, you said, I mean, like, the vibe that it feels like it's going for is kind of like Unity before it tried to start being, before it kind of started chasing after the Unreal Dream.
It's I don't agree with every decision that the engine's made in regards to like the design and stuff, but it feels like going back to Unity 4.
Right.
Where it's like, this is just a nice clean as clean as a general purpose, you know, engine can be, but it's like, it's just a nice tool set that you can use to your, whereas, as you know, Unity kind of got to the point, and Unreal, I don't think was ever not at that point of it being like, well, this is for $1 million studios, but you can use it. So, you know.
Right.
Okay, so I need to figure out how I'm gonna actually beat this guy. Those attacks are, well, I say that and then I get hit by one. I was gonna say, those aren't too bad to dodge. It's the fire. And the toxic, too. Yeah, see that? I don't think... Oh, I can roll through that. Okay. If I'm careful, I can roll through it. Is that... Okay, that one, I think, keeps getting me. That one... Oh, got roll caught. Okay.
Squished.
Mm-hmm.
think for KB, I think for Gloomwood, we're still using 2022 because we use RCSG, and I think until very recently, it didn't have any support for 2023 and above.
Oh, and so I just saw it scroll past that someone mentioned, I think, the Godot particle system. And that is the one thing that I'm like, wow, I don't like this. I do not like the Godot particle system at all. You can make it work for you, like, it's fine, but I miss the Unity one, and, like, the Unity one is not even as good as the Unreal one, which I greatly covet whenever I go and, go to, like, Evan and Johnny's office to work on Wizard Boy stuff, and I see, like, the particle system they have. I'm like, oh, I wish I had that. Okay, so the biggest enemy in this fight is definitely the camera. Because, I mean, I've done
Dark Souls.
Yeah, I've done some real stupid stuff, for sure, but there's a lot of damage I'm taking that I feel like is because of visibility. So that's gonna be kind of, yeah, like there. That's gonna be kind of the main thing to work around. Where it's not like I can't see what he's doing. It's just really hard to understand what he's doing. I'm gonna have to get used to the animations, I guess. Yeah, Unity. I liked Unity's particle system. I felt like, by the end, it took me years and years and years to really feel like I had some semblance of mastery over it. But by the end, I felt like I could pretty much do anything particle related that I want to do with the Unity one. And that's kind of the big difference with the Godot one is, first of all, the workflow is really annoying, just in terms of UX. That's one of the problems. The second one is that it has some weird, unexpected limitations. Like, for instance, it's really difficult, and as far as I can tell, might be just impossible to get particles, to get see, I'm talking and I'm playing stupid. To get mesh-based particles to rotate on more than a single axis, for instance.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. It also doesn't have the nicety that Unity has, where you can just use a mesh as the emission volume. You can't do that. You can only use kind of primitives as the emission volume. I think, at least. There might... I'll have to look into that again. It's not as easy as it is with Unity, at least, if it is allowed. Collision
that's
is also
how we
not
do...
as... Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead. Finish up.
It's also not as nice to do collision. It has collision, like physics collision, but you have to manually set up the collision volumes in the environment yourself, which, of course, is not as nice as just saying, yeah, collide with meshes. What were you gonna say? Is it the fire in Gloomwood that uses?
We actually did move that over to it, but originally it was the kind of like Oblivion detect life stuff that we did for the Huntsman form.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could supply a in-scene skinned mesh as the emission, so that's how that works.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Before I dropped Unity, I was working on that sort of Source Engine looking prototype thing. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I do.
And one of the things I did was one of the things I was working on was a better, like, fire system than, like, the Dusk one or the Gloomwood one, and it would take whatever object was supposed to be on fire and then take its mesh and use that mesh as the emission for the fire system. So the fire would, conform to everything instead of just kind of like in Dusk, just kind of being like a little sphere that lived inside them.
Yeah, that is actually how it works in Gloomwood now. Thomas moved
Yeah.
us over to that a couple months ago.
Nice. Oh, is it only a couple months ago? Oh, right, with
Yeah.
like the new fire. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's really
That
funny
we-
how long the sort of half-finished, primitive fire propagation stuff that I coded was in the game. Because I think, unless I'm wrong, I think that up until the new fire a few months back, it was still the code that I wrote, isn't it? Wasn't it?
But and that a bunch of that code is still in the game. Like it's you know, we've added like, you know, much more stuff to it, but
Yeah.
a lot down to the like ground level. It's still kind of how it works.
That's cool. I remember that I did the half-finished part was, I did support for, I think I called them contact fires, where if an object was on fire and it touched a flammable surface, it would create another fire
Yep.
system there. I don't remember if we used that, though.
Yeah, it's in the game.
Is it? Okay. I know that I think it's there just aren't that many surfaces that are I know there's hay, but I don't think wood is flammable to that degree, right? Unless that's changed.
I think I did change it, and the most common parts that you can notice it is like when an explosive barrel goes off, it'll create a bunch of contact fires around.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. I was doing actually pretty okay. Oh, there was a long stretch of ads. I'm sorry. No, you didn't miss much. We're just sort of talking about programming stuff.
I don't know if you peeked into the channel or were you at the meeting yesterday? I don't know. I can't
Sadly
remember if you were.
not, no. I was at the one the
but the-
week before. I'm trying to start coming back to them, but...
But Luke has been getting like RE style attachments working in Gloomwood.
Oh, neat.
And yeah, it's like, and it's not like modern RE. It's like RE4, where you know you actually it changes the model and then inventory and stuff
That's
like that.
great. I need a safe moment to heal here. Is this safe? We'll find out. Should probably heal a bit more. Oh my gosh!
The head
Wow.
hitbox, that's ridiculous.
And I thought I rolled there too. That was unexpected. Oh, I wanted to mention there is one game that I came across in the Next Fest that I really wanted to try, but it seems like they didn't it seems like their demo page isn't set up correctly or something, because you can't actually download the demo. But it's called Rage Bite, and it looks like it is literally just sort of like a modern I Wanna Be the Guy. Which, if you remember from back in the day, I Wanna Be the Guy was sort of like a basic platformer, but the shtick was that the game was incredibly hostile toward you. And so it would do stuff like, oh, I don't remember specific things it would do, but in this game, Rage Bite, it does stuff like, okay, there'll be a sequence of several different spikes that you have to jump over, and the very last one, when you jump over it, the spikes move so that they're where you jump to. So it's like rage stuff like that. And I was excited to try that because it was so... The Steam page, like, it's so cognizant of what it is and why you would want to play it, I guess. Because they're like, yeah, so the whole deal with this is that the game is going to try to teach you all of the wrong things and then exploit that knowledge to make you angry. And as a Dark Souls fan, I was like, yes, that is a platformer I want to play. It's coming out in like a week or something, so I'll probably just like pick up the full version to see what it is. But that was one that stood out to me as like, oh, I want to try that. That sounds like it'd be really funny. Oh, that was a really dumb miss on the roll. this really is peak, like, the real boss is the camera.
Yep. It's funny because your first attempt on this boss fight, you almost killed him, and now it's like slowly it's slipping away further and further.
It's amazing how that happens, isn't it? It's like it is really like beginner's luck is a thing in these games. Maybe I need to be more aggressive than I'm being.
I swear, I feel like the first like attempts you do at a boss, it's sort of like, oh, you know, I'm just going to play what I always do and then like stick on the boss and try and do as much damage as possible. And then when you die, your brain kicks into like, okay, now I'm going to look at every one of their moves and like start learning how to do those moves, but then you're not really doing much damage, so it feels like you're not making any progress at all. And then you finally hit the hump of like, I know how to dodge most of his abilities, and then you beat the boss.
Yeah, I think you're right. Also, it keeps my lock-on keeps unlock-oning, which is a little bit problematic. This is gonna be the... Oh, it's that. I thought it was gonna be the fire. That's the fire. Oh, I dodged. So rude. The best way to beat a FromSoft boss is always to take a break. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird how that can happen. You'll be like stuck on a boss and it's like, my god, I'm never gonna beat this boss. And then you'll go to bed and then, you know, you'll go to work or whatever, and then the next time you attempt that boss when you get back home, it's like, oh, I beat him in one fucking attempt.
Yeah. Of course, I could also, like, do smart things like changing my armor or things like that, but we know that's not gonna happen. I'm committed to the Jester bit at this point. Especially after the Jester fight, that one stream.
That was so funny.
Yeah. Camera, come back. Ooh. I can't believe that didn't damage me. That makes no sense. Oh, heck yeah. Heck no. Okay. Woo! Oh, almost. Someone asked, is Dylan already playing RE Requiem? Yeah, you said you played a few hours, right?
Yep.
I think tonight's gonna be the... Well, I can't speak for you, but for me, tonight is gonna be the no-lifing RE Requiem. I hope at least. Maybe I'll be exhausted by tonight, because I'll tell you what, the real survival horror is putting 3 children to bed.
Be true.
It's really funny. My brother Johnny, he and his wife just had a baby, their first, and so I was talking to him about it, and he was like, so how do you, like, when you have a kid and have a baby, how does that work? I'm like, well, it doesn't. The answer is it doesn't work. There is no actual oh man, dumb deal. The answer is that there is no option for quitting, so you just sacrifice everything that is not keeping the baby alive and the other child alive. You're a dev and a father, good lord, you've got your hands full. I do, yeah. I don't have a lot of... In fact, I've gone through and, like, added up how many hours a day do I actually have to do anything that is not, like, a pre-existing commitment of some sort. And The answer is about maybe 45 minutes in the morning and maybe 2 hours in the evening. And that's about it. Yeah. So, yeah, it's it's a little overwhelming sometimes, especially since I'm really not very good at juggling multiple things. It definitely is not what I would... It's definitely not something I'd choose as being something I'm predispositioned to being good at, but I do my best. Woo! That was close. Okay, yeah, I can get some damage in there. Oh, that worked out. I think I need to unlock. Yeah, I need to unlock when he does the fire, because he's gonna reposition anyway. Oh man! Out of the toxic.
Yeah, he's deadly if you're in front of him. He has so many massive sweeps.
I feel like the toxic when the air turns green, I just need to be out of there and not try to like do anything. I'm just afraid that the air is going to be green for the majority of the time. So I'm just kind of like rushing in, trying to, I don't know, tank the toxic, I guess. To be fair though, it has kind of worked. I've only actually gotten toxic like once, I think. Tail damage?
On the topic of RE9, though, I'll say that I appreciate that Capcom, at least when it comes to Resident Evil, you know, they could have just made this, like, you know, RE4 remake did so well, and RE2 remake did so well, and they could have just made, like, oh, you know, we're just gonna fucking reskin that shit and sell it again because it did super well. And they... to a degree, they, like, parts of the game are like that, but the fact that it's kind of like this sort of... it feels more experimental with the way that they did the whole, like, swapping. That, I appreciate that they're still kind of like, oh no, let's, like, kind of mix things up again.
Yeah. I think there's, quite a bit of justifiable criticism that can be levied at Capcom. But
100%.
They're really shockingly consistent at least with Resident Evil, and I feel like I feel like most of their other IPs as well. Although correct me if I'm wrong. They're pretty consistent in this day and age with making stuff that's genuinely good and like you say, isn't afraid to try stuff. While still being good, which is kind of remarkable for a AAA publisher in 2026. Okay, I think I have time to heal. Oh, I don't know if I have... Okay, it worked out.
Yeah, usually when people critique Capcom, it's like almost always... I'm not going to use Capcom broadly there. Usually when people critique like Resident Evil and stuff like that, it's usually always Capcom's business practices.
Yeah, which I'm not gonna disagree there.
Yeah, which, like, you know, when it warrants critique, it absolutely warrants it.
Definitely. I've always been happy that Resident Evil, being one of my favorite franchises, has such a long-term, pretty consistent track record. Like, there's duds, but for the number of Resident Evil games that exist and the number of different subgenres of horror they end up trying for, it's amazing how many of them are great.
Literally everyone was like, oh, you know, put Resident Evil down, like, after 6. People were like, this is the end of Resident Evil, no more Resident Evils.
Yeah.
And it's funny to think, like, what if they just never did?
Yeah.
What if they just ended it at 6 and there was nothing else after it?
Yeah. come on, come over here.
Dude, talking to him like he's a dog.
Yeah. You're not listening, dragon. Oh no, oh no.
Oh, come on, dude.
Oh, so close. I'm gonna run to the bathroom actually real quick before the next attempt. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that was a close attempt. I think he'll get it in a couple more tries, I think. Yeah, we're not even at like Fume Night and all that shit. The fucking the tigers, the real bosses that are gonna be fucking cancer.
Alright, I'm back. Yeah, so, and, Resident Evil 7 wasn't even the first time they managed to do that, because I remember way back, before Resident Evil 4, they were kind of, like, the series was getting the reputation of, like, oh, it's kind of run its course, and we've seen everything. And then 4 was the big, like, rejuvenating moment of like, holy shit, there's like, this is one of the, I remember at the time it was like, this is one of the scariest survival horror games ever made. In hindsight, we now see it as a pivot to more of like an action focus, but at the time it was, and then of course 5 and 6, and people started feeling again like, oh, this has kind of run its course. And I've talked about, you know, I've never quite made friends with Resident Evil 7 personally, but there's no denying that that was a that was like a phenomenally good move on their part to take that. Like, that game is such a an obvious, like, okay, we're gonna look back and try and figure out what worked before and how can we make something like that in the modern day, and it paid off immensely. And then now we're here. At this point, it's like, when do you think ever Resident Evil will stop, if ever? Because like how many numbered entries can we get? Of course, Final Fantasy is up in the double digits now, but like, in 60, 70 years, are we still going to be getting Resident Evil games? You know what I mean?
I mean, if they keep making good ones, I'll keep playing them.
Yeah, I'll still play them if they're good. Especially if they keep like changing things up every few entries.
I like it. Like, I can always tell a good series because if you ask a bunch of people what their favorite Resident Evils are, and you'll get a ton of different answers.
There's like a half dozen different answers you'll get, and they're like most of them are valid. You know what I mean?
You know Vriska? His favorite is 6.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's amazing.
And we were making fun of him, and he's like, I don't care what you guys say, 6 is awesome.
I need to play 6 at some point, because the impression I get is that it is a mess, but there's some really fun stuff in that mess.
Yeah, it is. It is such a mess. Like, the game literally opens with like Leon shooting the zombie president of the United States in the face.
That's amazing.
It's just like, bro, what is happening?
Uh-oh. This is gonna be disappointing if I botch this.
Oh
I
no!
think I'm gonna botch it. Nope. Hi.
Bocce ball.
And my rapier's about to break too. Okay, come on. Oh wow! He has like
Iframes.
or is it because my rapier's broken?
Oh, your rapier's broken.
Oh no! I botched it! Oh no! He has corrosive skin. Okay. I might want to put some repair powder on my belt then.
And you didn't have a second weapon slot?
No. Or maybe that would be... Oh, it's like proper broken now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go fix it. Wow! That was... Oh, that was a Dark Souls moment. So close. So yeah, there's like... What would people answer? Probably like... Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil 2 Original, Resident Evil 4, 7... I'm thinking of like what the common answers would be to favorite.
Actually, a lot of people really love Remake 2.
Remake, I mean, that's a valid answer. I think it's really good. I have the maybe a somewhat unpopular opinion of that. I think the 4 remake is as good as 4 original.
Don't tell New Blood and Turtle.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spread that around New Blood and Turtle too much because I'll get killed. But there's just a lot of really good Resident Evil games, and now at this point, people who are fans of the series who might not even be fans of a particular era of Resident Evil, because I know there's still some people out there who are strongly against the action focus and don't even like 4.
I will say I just did my S plus professional rank of Separate Ways for the new remake. That is, I like RE4 OG versus RE4 remake. I can totally see like answers going either way, and I love both games. It's like a two cakes situation.
Yeah. But
I absolutely think the remake of Separate Ways is better than the original. The original always kind of felt a little tacked on for me.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I am firmly in the... Oh, what's this? Oh, it's that thing. I'm firmly in the two cakes camp when it comes to the Resident Evil remakes. Maybe with the exception of 3. I haven't played 3. The remake 3. But to me, I'm like, honestly, I love original Resident Evil 2. I love the remake. I love original Resident Evil 4. I love the remake of Resident Evil 4. It's like, again, it's the two cakes thing. And I was one of those guys who I was against both of those remakes before release. Like, yeah. I expected Resident Evil 2 Remake to be a huge disappointment. I didn't put another weapon on my belt. Shoot. Well, maybe I'll just see how this... Wait a sec. I have time here. He's still asleep. What should I bring out? I guess this guy? There's also this. What is this? Slash and thrust. This is also slash and thrust. I'll just bring this out. I think that should be okay.
And yeah, Kibby, to be fair, I still don't think our original RE4 needed a remake.
No, it absolutely didn't. But
just because it wasn't necessary doesn't mean the remake isn't a fucking good game.
Yeah, it's like, did this need to be remade? Absolutely not. But since they did remake it, it's pretty cool that the remake rules. Yeah, I was against the 4 remake because I didn't think it needed one. I was against the 2 remake because at that time I was certain that they were going to turn it into, like, an action game. Like, I'm like, it's not even good. It's not going to be fixed camera. It's not going to be a survival horror. It's going to be more like... But I was completely wrong on the second one. I mean, it wasn't fixed camera, but it's a really good survival horror game. That was one of the
Which
first ones where I was like, oh, okay, maybe I need to just kind of let them cook here.
Which is funny because it's far more survival horror oriented than the original Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Which is considerably more action oriented than the original game. With how generous it is with supplies and stuff.
Yeah, it's really funny because like arguably the remake of 2 is more to my taste in survival horror games than the original. Although I still love the original.
Yeah, the original's still great.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna take that opportunity to heal. Oh well. Oh, you just played RE4 for the first time recently, Bloodshot.
Yeah,
That's cool.
when Luke joined New Blood and we found out he hadn't played RE4 at all, we were like, all right, you now have to sit down and play this because it's one of the games that you have to play to work here. Especially for Gloomwood.
Yes, especially for Gloomwood. Oh, you did both of them. Nice. How did they compare to, what is it? Is it Black Ops 2 on the... Was it Black Ops 2 or 1 on the Wii U? I think it was 2, right? How did they compare to Black Ops 2 on the Wii U? For, I think it was, or... 2 was on... Okay, I think that's what I'm thinking of. Is, for those unaware You never play... Oh, hold on, I'm thinking of, sorry, that was Meatbox. That, not you.
Oh yeah, Meatbox bringing his, like,
that's what I was... Yeah, that is
con.
what I was thinking of. That was Meatbox. I sometimes get confused, because both of you are, both of you are, like, people I knew outside of New Blood, completely unrelated to New Blood, that then ended up working at New Blood. Conduit on Wii, heck yeah, I loved that game when I was younger. I was a Conduit stan back in the day.
Technically, isn't that true with Airdorf as well?
Yeah.
The whole Aliens vs Predator server stuff?
Yeah, very much. I think he's actually... I think technically he's the one I've known the longest because, yeah, we were friends, like... We were friends and then fell out of contact years before I was ever a game developer, or a professional game developer, or he was a game developer. Ah, shoot. And, I did know you on Twitter before you joined New Blood, so I guess you would count also, Dylan.
Yeah, but I was gonna say that, what a great game to bond over, though. AVP was awesome.
AVP 1 and 2 are still extremely high-tier games. Yeah, although, Bloodshot, I think you have the funniest... Well, I don't know, the Airdorf one is pretty crazy. Just in the sense that we were both just random guys who met and were friends, and then both of us went on to be, like, indie horror developers. But I think Bloodshot, yours is a close second place because the pipeline of, like, speed-running Chop Goblins to working at New Blood is, like, the complete reverse of how it should be.
Yeah. When he told me, he's like, oh yeah, no, actually I discovered David through Chop Goblins first.
So,
like,
oh right, technically Scroll Stapler first. Scroll Stapler to Chop Goblins.
It's so funny.
Yeah. I think I have... Oh, I did have time for it. Nice. Okay, that's the attack I need to be careful of, because it lures me in thinking that I have time, and there is no time. Because the fire hitbox grows.
Yeah, it's fun. You've reached the point where you have so many sort of prolific works that it's going to be hard to sort of tell what kind of fan you're dealing with.
That's true.
It's like, oh,
yeah.
You know me from Dusk. Oh, you know me because Iron Lung, the game. Oh no, the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's very weird. Some of it I think is because I've never like settled down and been like, okay, here's the type of games that I'm making from now on. I'm always like, oh, okay, let's go try something new. And it's, oh no, I'm dead. Bad time to pick the heal. And I think honestly, in every case where I've made that decision, it has been to the, it has not been to my detriment, but it's been, like, I absolutely could have gone on and done, like, Dusk 2, or like, more Dusk stuff, or at the very least, stuck with boomer shooters. And I think that arguably Dusk would have been bigger, although it feels wrong to say that Dusk could have been bigger, because the success Dusk had was incredible. But it's like, I could have stuck with that, and that probably would have done pretty well. And then certainly with Iron Lung, that's the big one where I'm like, I am still, even now, I am like actively leaving money on the table by not just being like, all right, time for Iron Lung 2. And I do think in the long run that is going to be like something where this probably could have been bigger but at the same time, it's like, I don't care. It was big enough. Like, I'm very happy and grateful for the successes any of these projects have had, and the best privilege that gives me is being able to then say, okay, I can go do something else now if I want to.
We were talking last time about how, you were like, oh man, if I'd known that image of the eye in Iron Lung was gonna be one of its most like well-known images, I would have spent more time on it. But you're right in the sense that part of the charm is that your stuff feels very you. It feels very like this feels like a David Szymanski game. And there is like charm and power to that.
Yeah, it's hard to know whether it would have ruined it or not.
Yeah, I still see people who are like, Dusk is like I just played Dusk in like 2026, and this is like the best game I've ever played.
Yeah, which is like really cool.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah,
but a lot of that is because it has such personality to it.
Yeah, I that's why I'm always a little afraid of trying to go bigger, like go better production value on anything, because it's like, how, I could be hiring, like, I could make not macaroni art, but I like making macaroni art, and also how much, I mean, would I destroy something by removing that aspect? Also, Kibby Rar, honestly, I am, I feel like I'm still waiting to feel like I'm a proper developer, a quote, real developer. I don't think that feeling ever goes away. I think if you have finished and released a game publicly, you're a game developer in the same boat as the rest of us. I think that the bar for what is a real game developer is that, have you made a game, have you released it publicly? I mean, even if you haven't released it, you're still but like, I think once you've actually finished a thing and it's out there for people to play and either pay for or not pay for, but have opinions on and stuff, it's like, that's basically the bar you need to clear. You're now in the same boat as the rest of us. There's just a wide variety of different forms that boat can take, I guess. Like, I mean, in my case, I've had a lot of experience with making my own, making a certain sort of, game with a certain sort of workflow and everything. But I'd say like Dylan, for instance, you have quite a bit more experience and knowledge when it comes to anything involving working with a team or working on something with more complexity than just you yourself is doing it. Which I think there are a lot of challenges that brings up that like I just simply don't have experience in when it comes to like how do you communicate a vision, how do you structure the work, how do you just a lot of questions that like I know I don't have a lot of experience in. But that's an example of like, there's just a lot of different forms this job can take. There isn't really a general like, oh man, like either you have game dev experience or you don't. There's a lot of like different types of game dev.
Yeah, and I should say that I didn't set out to be assigned to that role. Because like David, I was for the majority of Gloomwood's development pre-New Blood, I was like the only dev, with the exception of like Taylor also doing the music and stuff. That's one part that I always kind of brought in as like a composer. But for everything else, it's like I did all of those elements. And then when I joined New Blood, it was still mostly just a pretty small team. Like it was mostly David and I for a while. Yeah. But then what happened is that Dusk was a success, enough to where we could start bringing on more people, and then Ultra Kill ended up being a massive success, and the company grew considerably. Where that was
dumb on my part.
We started bringing on like, we brought on Dom, who's an animator, and we brought on Cody, who does models for Gloomwood now, for a couple years now, and Nate and all these other people. That it became the point where I had to grow from the role of being like a solo developer to, I still do the majority of the level design work in the game, but a lot of it now is communicating a vision, making sure everyone's like kind of aimed in the same direction. And I've made mistakes there. I've had to learn. I've screwed up like different parts of it and had to learn from those mistakes. But it's been an interesting experience. I am looking forward to my next work being smaller.
I'll bet.
Because, and also part of me, there's like benefits to solo dev because you get the full control over everything, but it is, I will say, one of the coolest feelings about working with a team that you don't get in solo developer is when you'll wake up one day and another one of the developers will have done have made something super cool, and that like gives you like inspiration to work on it for that day.
Right.
Like I'll wake up and Thomas is like, hey, I threw this system in overnight and like it's it works, and you can jump right into the editor and start playing with it. Like when you're a solo developer, the game does not move unless you are working on it. And you have to keep that in mind.
A huge emotional weight.
Yes, that can file you down bit by bit.
Yeah.
So there's no good like this is the better way to do it or whatever. Yeah. It's just different, and you kind of find your voice as a developer either way, and you can swap. Like David did Dusk, which was mostly a solo developer.
I'm so mad at the dragon this run. All he was doing was flying.
I'm just jumping up.
Yeah.
Like David did Dusk, and that was more collaborative than he's usually used to, because you had Andrew and Dave communicating of what their ideas and all that.
And
But then
and
he
later
also
on,
went-
more New Blood, the New Blood
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
And then you went back to doing a couple solo games, so you're not locked into doing one or the other. It's just kind
No, definitely not.
of as Luke just said, motivation and like inspiration is one of those like the toughest things to sort of balance. And part of being a developer is being able to work without inspiration and motivation, but also trying to find ways to refuel that, both as like, you know, working on a team and seeing your teammates like adding new stuff, or as a solo developer, you kind of have to go out of your way to be like, you know, oh, should I play this game to get inspiration? Oh, should I, you know, read this book to get inspiration and stuff like that?
Yeah, a huge part of it is like a really big part of it is learning to manage yourself and your own brain, which can be really difficult and frustrating. Also, yeah, never. I honestly thought so. Also, I thought I was gonna get through this pretty quick, but I should have had faith in Dark Souls 2 being able to Dark Souls 2 me in the back. Yeah, I completely agree. Oh right, that's the dangerous one that I need to be careful of. Yeah, both of the both have their own
That
strengths. It's the tail.
That tail
Yeah.
swipe was bullshit, dude.
Yep. Oh, I almost feel like I should just die here. This is just not go. Here, I'm just gonna heal and see if he kills me. There. Nope. I don't care anymore. I'm just going for it. Not even gonna heal. Yeah, that was a bad dodge. Yeah, managing ambitions. Yeah. Hold on, I'm just catching. Woo! Just catching up on chat. You say for you the biggest motivator is if you don't make it, then no one else will. Yeah, I think it's part of what makes that part of solo dev, probably solo creation on anything, I'd assume, but it makes it so difficult is that everyone's brain is different. So there's like some general advice that can apply to a lot of people, but there's also like there are situations where what works for one person might actually be detrimental to another person, as far as like finding motivation and managing your attention and focus and stuff like that. Like, because I personally find anxiety about the pace of things is a big thing I struggle with. That no matter how quickly things are progressing, I tend to get to points where I feel like it's not quick enough, and you know, and that I'm going to have all these problems because it's not quick enough. Oh wow! I thought I dodged that. I do now know. Usually, that's not for me. Usually, that's not a useful thought. Usually, for me personally, but that is also because I tend to be on the opposite side. I tend to do things very quickly, or not in like I'm so fast at doing stuff. More in like I tend to err on the side of get this done and get it finished. So, So, because that's my natural inclination, what I have to be careful of is not spending enough time on something, not spending too much time, if that makes sense. Like, because my natural reaction is to try and be quick on things, usually that's not actually a danger. Usually the opposite is the danger, not you know, being careful enough when I need to be more careful. It's so funny that doesn't damage me, that one coming back down.
Pretty sure when they decide the hitboxes for these bosses, they just throw darts at a dartboard.
Yeah. Completely arbitrary.
I love the, like,
oh, come on!
Someone found, like, the hitbox data for, like, Bed of Chaos, and it's just these massive capsules that are, like, far larger than the actual boss.
Yeah, it's just...
From Software, just, like, they don't give a fuck. Which, honestly,
yeah.
I think is amazing.
I think it's amazing, yeah. Oh, okay. I did actually survive that. Interesting. Just stay down here and let me damage you, you stupid, scaly buffoon. Okay, this is the one that it feels like an opportunity for damage, but the damage that happens is not to the dragon. Back down. Oh, come on! Those missed! Oh, come on! I've missed 3 times. This thing is the size of a bus. How am I missing? Okay, I'm gonna take the opportunity to heal. Oh, I should heal. Oh, yeah, I felt, as the animation started playing, I felt that the mistake, you know? You have mega ADHD and OCD brain. That's what I have, too. It's funny, because I have officially diagnosed obsessive-compulsive disorder, but none of, it does not manifest in any of the stereotypical ways that people would see as a positive. My life is not organized, my house is not clean, my code, my game code is not meticulous. Okay, that's a better start to this fight.
Someone help me organize this. My family is starving. To David's credit, his code has gotten a lot better since the Dusk days.
It's much better. Although there's some... Iron Lung is pretty messy. It's unfortunate that that's the most... That and Dusk are probably the most visible code I've written, because the Dusk code base is just an atrocity. It's
a very funny atrocity.
Yeah, it's an atrocity. Ooh, okay, that was sketchy. Yeah, it's bad in... It's not in the, like... It's not in the ways you'd probably expect, I guess. It's not so much like new programmer mistakes or things like that. It's more just like insane, weird logic and not cleaning up stuff. That's one thing that I have definitely changed, definitely learned from, is in Dusk, for instance, the crossbow, in very early versions of the game, was actually a chainsaw. And when I changed... Oh, no. Oh, okay. Okay. I can work with this. That's fine. And when I changed it to the crossbow, I didn't change any of the variable names or anything. Or even... I don't even think I changed the name of the asset files. So everything in the code refers to... Or was it? It's either the buzzsaw or the chainsaw, I think. It's
something like that.
But yeah, so that's an example of the weirdness. Or there are parts where I would just make things dumb jokes because I didn't expect anyone else would be seeing the code. And I can't believe I wasn't hit by any of that. The one that makes me really laugh is that recently, within the last year or so, Zombie was working on something related to the Dusk SDK and was desperately trying to... How did that hit me? Come on now, Dark Souls 2. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's it. And he was desperately trying to find the model file for the soap. And eventually he was able to find it. And the reason he couldn't find it was because the file was called Zope, spelled with a Z. Yeah, but then if in an alternate universe where people were looking at my Chop Goblin's code base, that one's pretty clean and rational. I mean, it wouldn't pass a code review, I don't think, but I wouldn't be embarrassed to have people looking at it. Or like, I mean, Squirrel Stapler and Pony Factory are also a little jank because both of those were originally basically jam games.
That's just making life hard for yourself. Why would you do this? Because it's funny.
Yeah, exactly. And the other crazy thing is I did not start, I didn't start actually doing, like, a lot of commenting in my code until the last, like, 2 years. I don't even know why. It's just I never got in the habit. So for Bug Bite, because I went into Bug Bite figuring this might be a long-term... Oh no. I wondered why it felt like I was getting so much damage in. Uh-oh. That heal was badly timed. Okay, nope, we're fine. Let me hit you! Switch it up, please. Oh, again, it felt too safe. I should have known. But because I figured on Bug Bite potentially being a longer-term project, or at least something I might want to revisit in some way even after release, I've been, like, pretty consistent with code comments on it. And lo and behold, and I think I got it here, by the way.
Yeah!
I am gonna be toxic. That's fine. We're fine. We're all fine. Actually, do I have a... Is it this one that heals? Nope.
I think it's
the
plant.
There we go. No, not that one either. Or yes, it was that one. Sorry. Yay! Yeah, lo and behold, it turns out leaving code comments to explain how things work and why they're in there, it actually is very helpful. I bet that's shocking. I know.
I'm actually an over-commenter, which is a bad habit that I've been trying to slowly get out of.
Is it a bad habit?
I think so. There's certain things where it's like this code kind of explains itself, and I'm just adding sort of like noise to the script
Okay.
by explaining it. But I think that also it might have worked out because originally I wrote all those comments for me, but when more people came on to code the game, it ended up kind of being helpful for them coming on.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure poor Zombie would have liked me. Although now, I think probably at this point, Zombie knows the Dusk codebase better than I ever would have.
Yeah.
Probably at this point. But I'll bet he wished starting out that I had left more than 0 comments.
This is a great lesson though, because you'll see on Twitter and other places, people will be like, you can't make a good game unless you're a good coder, or unless you write your own engine, or if you write your own Jonathan Blow, you write your own compiler. And the real truth is that you can be a good game developer even if you kind of suck at coding.
Yeah, the actual truth is that at least half or more of the actual game developers I know, the actual indie developers I know, are self-professed terrible programmers. Is this it? Yeah, it's
like you're probably not going to be part of the id Software Doom Eternal engine team.
Yeah,
but you can still make really cool games even if your coding isn't like astronomically good.
Yeah, I think there are actually cases where getting too wrapped up in making sure the code is good can actually be detrimental to overall making a good game when you're the one doing all the different jobs. So I picked up... What did I pick up and where did it go? Oh, is it this? No, that's the Dragon Soul. I picked up the, Sunken... What was it? The Sunken King... something or other. But maybe that wasn't an item? It said something... I got the crown. Okay. Maybe it's actually in here then? There it is. Okay. Crown of the Sunken King. He erected the eternal sanctum below to worship the great dragon. Okay. So what does it do? Can I put it on? I can. I don't know if it does anything, but I can do it. DLC down unless I really want to fight the Gank Squad. So what does that mean? Okay, so I'll officially ask, is this a dead end here? Or is there... I guess I'll look around here before I make any assumptions.
I was gonna say, I know that there's the Gank Squad area in this DLC, but I forget where it is. Does anyone remember?
That does sound like something that I would want to at least see.
You don't want to fight the Gank Squad, David? Yeah, I couldn't beat the Gank Squad on my own, I don't think.
Oh, well, no, then I want to at least see the Gank Squad.
Yeah.
But if you could not beat the Gank Squad on your own, there is no hope for me. Yeah, I would like to move on to the next DLC, just for the sake of you guys. But I do want to see the Gank Squad, so... I would say here, just for the sake of everyone's time, I will take a hint on where to go next.
I would definitely at least spend your souls in the level and stuff.
That's true. Where to go right now is to spend my souls. Worst case, we can revisit. Yeah. Yeah, I don't plan on starting New Game Plus with this character immediately, so we can always revisit. What am I? Okay, I was going to... Wait, I rested the fire, so yeah, I shouldn't have... Right, I was gonna see if there's anything... Oh, I need more Twinkling Titan. Okay. And I don't think anyone sells Twinkling Titanite, right? I'll spend the...
Usually you have to farm Twinkling Titanite. Some vendors will sell it in limited amounts.
Okay. Let's see. Take those two. What does that give me damage-wise? Not bad. I was feeling the roll catches, so I might actually take ADP up somewhere too. I feel like maybe I'm just, I don't know, I feel like I've been getting roll caught in this DLC more than I remembered in the base game, but that could be, I mean, that could be an entirely false memory, though. Lack of HP is becoming an issue. Okay. You think so? I'm already over 8.
What's your... Yeah, I would get Vigor up. 27 is pretty low.
That's fair. So, agility over 100 is, you're thinking overkill, never?
Yeah, because I think at a certain point, the benefit you get from ADP, I think it's like, yeah, over 100. It really stops giving you that much benefit per point.
So maybe actually I'll put, a little more into, yeah, I guess it is HP that I'm really, suffering from here, isn't it? I figure either that or the fact that I'm wearing a jester suit as armor.
Yeah, but, you know.
I think we'll do this.
Some things can't be changed.
Some things can't be changed. The jester suit is not changing. Unless we really, really run into a problem in one of these DLCs. I know that FromSoft loves their ball-busting DLCs. But, how much do I need to level up again? Need about 30,000. Okay. What souls do I have? I think I can get to 30,000. Oh yeah, easy. Okay. I didn't realize that was worth that much. Probably should have used a different one. Oops. You will need one more strength at some point. Okay, I am planning on leveling. I just figured I'd put 2 into vigor. Oh, actually, no. I'll just level strength right now. There we go. That point is now. Wiki says, through locked door by the Tower of Prayer. Oh, wait, that does remind me. Wasn't there a locked door? Maybe this is the one that you were talking about, in fact. Wasn't there... What was that? Was it here? Maybe this one? There was a locked door in there. Okay, so this is the area that I want to revisit, though, right? Probably from this... Maybe from that bonfire? Maybe from... I'll see where the... I can't quite remember where this one is. I'll just see where it is. Does everyone always round up to 10 with levels? This definitely ties into what I said about being a extremely not stereotypical obsessive-compulsive person. I have never really cared about the rounding up. Okay, this is here. I remember this bonfire now, yeah. And... So I think this... I'm trying to remember the layout of this place. It's a little convoluted.
Yeah, the layout of the layout of this DLC is pretty dense.
Yeah. It's really funny how she's kind of attractive. She's kind of like a attractive witchy lady, and then you kill her and she's like it's just like, just not the sound you oh, right, this guy. I wish I could find those corpses. If indeed they exist, maybe they don't... I mean, they must have accompanying corpses somewhere, right?
I think they do.
I wish I could find them.
How could she be attractive but when not fat?
That is a good point. Yeah, yeah, I can't... So... This is... this... Okay, so I don't go on Twitter a ton anymore. I still post on it sometimes, especially around when the movie was came out. But like, obviously, there's all the political, the just awful political vibes on the app. We all know that, and that was. But the moment, and so if you're on Twitter, you probably saw way back when I just posted random like, if we forsake huge asses, then we forsake the what it means to be human, and like that was mostly a joke. But there is also a part of me that's like, you know what, the bigotry, the racism, the political unrest and cause for violence, it's like there's a part of me that can bear that. But when I go on the app and it's like, here's a very attractive woman who just happens to be chubby, and then it's just a bunch of comments of people being like, oh, she's so gross, like that's where I'm like, this isn't, the soul is gone. Like, we're not even human anymore at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot stand for. Not that I can stand for the other stuff, but that's a line too far, apparently. It does make me like legitimately sad. I mean, all the stuff makes me legitimately sad, but that especially is, I'm just like, that's so it's just gross and sad. Especially it'll be like, oh, there's a woman who looks like my wife, who I love and I think is gorgeous, and then it's like all of these accounts, half of which are probably AI bots, just being like, oh, yeah, she's so gross.
Don't worry, David. Those people do not have wives.
Yeah. Can't imagine just a Nazi cesspool. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of really good reasons to... Okay, wait, what am I doing? There's a whole bunch of very good reasons to not want to be on Twitter anymore. It is not a nice place. It's not fun
unfortunate.
anymore.
It's unfortunate because, like, there's like 99 reasons why to not go on Twitter, but it's the 1% of, like, the tweets that I find so fucking funny. They keep bringing me back.
Yeah, I think what I've seen is that it does seem to be like if you stick to the following page or whatever, it seems like it's mostly okay, depending on who you follow. But if you open up the For You tab, it's just a garbage fire.
Like, this tweet, and this tweet only has like 2K likes. Like, it's not viral. It's just like a kind of a small tweet. But I think this is hilarious. Eating a spoonful of soup, glaring down at a scared goblin in a little chef's hat before shaking my head. The guards drag him screaming towards the pit. A different goblin in a chef's hat holding a new bowl of soup is ushered in.
That's amazing.
Like, I can't quit that.
I know, it's stuff like that stuff like that is the fun part of that sort of social media. Oops.
That just sounds like an Arx Vitalis quest. Absolutely.
Oh, it totally does. Yeah.
It is absolutely the cooking goblin for the king.
Oh, that's such a good quest. Arx Vitalis is great. Yeah, I miss, I mean, I think there is definitely a way to still be on Twitter and try and minimize the awful parts. I've also kind of just taken the opportunity to kind of disengage from scrolling all the time, because I think in general it's just like
it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna demonize the entire thing, but I think it's easy to fall into unhealthy use habits with social media, and I just don't have a lot of extra time now to put into that. as opposed to like doing something else more productive, I guess.
Yeah, people are bringing up Blue Sky, and Blue Sky is definitely like it's definitely better.
Okay, so this.
But I think I prefer, and I'm not great at this, but I'm slowly trying to get to the point where it's like, oh, I'm just I deliberately spend less time on the internet,
Yeah.
and more time like with my family or doing with friends or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's more that. I am on Blue Sky, and I do Blue Sky is like my following on Blue Sky is much smaller than on Twitter, so I feel a little more comfortable using that to just sort of like put out random thoughts. Whereas Twitter's scared me a few times in the past few years when I've really grievously misunderstood how wide a reach something I say could have. There's been a couple situations of like, oh wow, I did not mean to get into that. That was just supposed to be for like fans or whatever. So I feel a little more comfortable sharing random bullshit on Blue Sky, but I have really tried not to make that a place where I can't get okay, that's a problem. Where I use it for like scrolling a bunch. Is that an unopened chest there? I think it is. So I might be able to do this, maybe? Like, oh, hi. Can I shoot that? I know there were some of those buttons that you could ooh. Oh, that's actually pretty close to being broken. Maybe I'll get this guy out. Get the bow out. Where is the bow? I guess it doesn't matter what bow I use. I'm just gonna see if I can hit the button with this bow. Yes, I can. Excellent. Oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. So can I... Okay, I can get up here. Once more, you think? Yeah, you're probably right. I probably should do once more. And then I think I can make it. Read the message. Is that to... Oh, the pinned message? Am I... Am I being really stupid? Oh, now I'm back down here. That actually didn't work. Oh well. Hold on. Hold on, what's... By Tower of Prayer bonfire. Travel a thin bridge, then by the larger bridge guarded by 2 lance undead inside the building. Okay. Read the message on the alcove. Oh, okay. Yeah, look at that guy. I don't know if what I'm doing is at all useful or not. Now I'm committed though. Now I want to see if I can get up there. This is how I end up playing games like Prey also, where just for, I guess for me and maybe for a lot of other people, I don't know, but the impulse to just like try to get somewhere, you know, like looking somewhere and being like, wait, I think I could get there. How can I, like, and then trying to get there is like really, really fun for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, Prey was so good at that too.
Pointless. Okay, I'm glad I read that, Graham. Yeah, Prey is so good at it. That game is so much fun to just try and get places. Yeah, I don't know if... I guess maybe if I start this moving and then jump? Oh, it was close. Okay, I think I will abandon this, because I can just go to a different bonfire and get there easily. Glue gun is life. The glue gun is so good. It's so funny how long it took for me to come around on Prey.
I don't think it's. I think the thing that you brought up, we're going in with the expectations that it's like System Shock 2, when it's more like, you know, Arcane's kind of interpretation of it.
Yeah.
I think that was really valid.
Yeah, that was the mistake I made, and two, I mean, I will justify myself a little bit and say people were endlessly comparing it to System Shock 2. Because, of course, it has a lot of System Shock elements in it, but yeah, System Shock 2 to me is a lot more of a... I don't know, I don't think Prey is good at the same things that System Shock 2 is good at.
Yeah.
But once I realized, oh no, this is actually like Dark Messiah plus Deus Ex with System Shock 2 elements, then it was like, oh, this rules. So, I actually don't know, you know what? I don't know which bonfire is the Tower of Prayer bonfire. I don't actually know any of the bonfire names. Do they... Wait, do they have the names here? And I've just never noticed that? They certainly do. Okay. I've never looked at the names for the bonfires. Wow, I wonder if that would have helped me innumerable times before this. Okay, well, is this what I'm supposed to do? I saw someone mention a key that I need. What's my opinions on OG Deus Ex and Human Revolution? I love original Deus Ex. Shockingly, I have never finished the game for myself, even after all these years. And it's never because I get bored or anything like that. It is entirely because I am stupid. And I get sidetracked or any number of other things. I have had multiple playthroughs of Deus Ex that I've been like, I am actually going to play to the end of this. I have had multiple playthroughs of that thwarted by things like switching computers or losing save data or things like that. Like, currently, I started a playthrough just within the last year or so, intending it to be the one that actually goes to the end, and then now I've switched over to Linux, and I don't want to boot back into Windows to play Deus Ex, and I haven't taken the time to try and move save data over. So that one might also be another casualty to the... Anyway, so I love Deus Ex 1. I would actually count it as one of my favorite games, but I feel bad saying that because I know, you know, about the story and stuff. I've just never actually finished it for myself. Human Revolution seems fine, but it never really clicked for me. I think it's a thing where it was like, it wasn't an immersive sim in quite the specific ways I would have wanted, so yeah, it's fine though. I know Dave really likes the newer Deus Ex games.
Do you remember how where the furthest you got in Deus Ex 1 is?
I don't, because I know that I've played up through like the Paris catacombs and the streets of the streets in that area. But I think I went further than that years back. I just can't remember how far.
Okay. I love the kind of the sleepy Mojave Desert levels.
See, that's yeah. I know you've mentioned those, and I really want to explore those for myself because they sound awesome. But anyway, I need to actually play this game while I'm talking. There's the narrow bridge, I assume. Let's go down there. Actually, let's rest and get some health back. Yeah, and then there have been multiple opportunities where I probably could have, like the other problem that happens is, what is the safest way down here? I guess just falling. Yeah, that was fine. that in the past there have been multiple times where I had a Deus Ex playthrough that I could have continued, but I did that thing where it's like, oh, actually, I'll start a brand new game for this.
Yep.
Wait, what's going on here?
It's funny, for the longest
Here
time,
we go.
I loved Arx Totalis, but I think I always made it up to the dwarves section, and then just kind of dropped it.
Which was probably a good decision in hindsight.
Yeah, and then then when I finally like went through and beat it, I was like, yeah, definitely the first half of that game is the stronger half.
It really is, yeah. It's a real shame too, because boy, that first half is good. It's just a shame
It's
the
so
second
good.
half does not measure up to it. It still has some cool parts. Like I would say above report. Like the dwarf, the lead up to the dwarf section and the lore surrounding it, sort of the context surrounding it is extremely cool. It just doesn't really make good on it.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe oh, right, these are the guys that won't flinch for anything. Ooh. Okay.
The lance flying into the air.
Yeah.
I love the physics.
The physics in these
This
games
game.
is so funny. They feel so wrong. They they feel like pre Half-Life 2 physics. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
like games from the early 2000s that were on the cutting edge of physics, but before Half-Life 2, where it's like there's this weird combination of too much weight and not enough weight. Bloodshot, I think honestly, so this is the door that I was thinking of that I wanted to... Okay, it's still locked. Is that the door, Graham, that you were talking about? So I think I remember at the time it was kind of significant because that was before anything resembling an immersive sim resurgence. I think the closest we had was maybe like Dark Messiah? Because I think that was even pre-Dishonored, wasn't it? Human Revolution? Or maybe I'm wrong about that, but I believe it was
think
before Dishonored even.
I actually can't remember. I thought Dishonored was first, but my memory might be doing me wrong.
HR was okay, I think Dishonored was 2012, wasn't it?
2012 Human Revolution. 2011. Okay, so yes, Human Revolution is 1 year before.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I remember at the time sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I need a key, but I don't know where the key is, and I think it's probably going to be best if someone just tells me where the key is. Because I certainly could go explore this DLC and find where I haven't gone that I need to go. But I don't know if you guys want to watch that, I can do that, though. I do enjoy exploring. Anyway, I remember at the time when Human Revolution was in development that it was sort of like, there's no way this is going to be good. Because of how AAA games were at the time. It was like, there's no way that modern game is going to understand what was good about Deus Ex. And so it was actually like a huge surprise that it came out and was not terrible. And actually did seem to have some idea of what you needed to do in a Deus Ex game. But I think Dishonored was more... I loved Dishonored at the time. That was a little more to my tastes.
And you just did your Dishonored 2 run a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, a couple years back.
Yeah.
That was really fun too. I think I've landed on liking Dishonored. I like the vibe and the art of Dishonored 1 more personally, but I liked Dishonored 2 mechanically better.
Yeah.
Going back to Dishonored 1 now, it's kind of funny how kind of simplified it seems in light of other like things like, you know, Prey or indie immersive sims.
Oh man, yeah. Prey's mechanical depth is absurd.
Yeah. Not to say Dishonored is bad. I don't mean that it's. I just mean that. Hold on. I should look at what this person said. Burn to the bonfire with all the spikes and ghosts. Okay. I will go there. At the time, Dishonored was like notably more complex and much more immersive sim-like than really anything else. Where's the closest? I'm probably just gonna run back to this bonfire. No, what am I doing? I have a feather. Need a feather. But going back and playing it now, it's still good, but it isn't quite as up to the level of complexity as we saw in games that followed it. But at the time it was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm playing a modern game that like kind of feels like Thief. You like Dishonored more because it's faster and more arcadey. Well, I wouldn't say that that's. I mean, Dishonored, I do think plays really well. It's very responsive, and you can play it really fast in that way. For me, it's more that and it's been years since I played Human Revolution, so I could be completely wrong, but I remember it feeling a little less systemic and more like there's like a few forked paths you can take, rather than it being kind of more of a system sandbox. And Dishonored was at the time a little more of like a system sandbox, and that's a little more what I like. Where was this one? Yeah, Dishonored is really responsive. It still plays really well. Not that it shouldn't. I mean, games. 2012 isn't that long ago. Like, most games from that period still play and control just fine. But I'd say for the time, Dishonored was quite a bit more sort of fast and fluid than expected. If I remember right, at least. So, let's get rid of her.
Yeah, I actually have to boot up Death of the Outsider again because I'm obviously going through the layouts and
Yeah.
taking screenshots and everything of both the Thief Bank and the Dishonored Bank.
Nice, yeah.
For the Gloomwood Bank level.
Death of the Outsider was really fun. I like that.
Which a lot of people do not like.
Yeah. That's odd.
And I think it's because of Billy has a considerably more limited ability arsenal, I guess. Because she doesn't really have blink. She just has
shoot.
that.
Oh no! Whoa, that was a really bad roll.
She has like that sort of that one where you basically put down a point and then you can kind of no clip around until you warp back to that point. Mm-hmm. Which is a super cool ability, but it does not work well like in the middle of combat.
Right.
Like Blink or Far Reach does.
Yeah. I also and it took out my favorite thing about it is that it took out the chaos system, which I have never liked. Although that's a divisive subject, because I know some people really like the chaos system.
Yeah, the chaos system is definitely one of those things where people are very divisive about it, and they're very strong in their opinions about it.
Mm-hmm. So Dishonored, someone said, first Dishonored is one of the last AAA full package games which deserved its funding. You think that's that quick? because I think there's been AAA games consistently over the years that have been quite good, and like even getting into the live service era. I mean, like Doom 2016 and Eternal and Dark Ages and stuff exist, which I consider being pretty good. Like old, not really. I guess now it is kind of old school in the sense that they are like single player campaign driven. But anyway, I kind of feel like we've had good AAA games consistently. It's just that the general practices for AAA games have gotten kind of nasty. And of course, there's also Resident Evil, which we've talked about, has been pretty consistently good. And even though Capcom would really like to have a Resident Evil live service cash cow multiplayer game, they have not managed to do that yet.
They keep trying, and it keeps not working. It's actually fun. RE9's like, it feels like RE9's one of the first ones where they're just like, fuck it, we can't get it to work.
Yeah, we won't.
Just like, we won't try this time.
I do think that Reverse was fun for a few hours, though. Which I feel like for a Resident Evil multiplayer tie-in game is pretty high praise. Like, Reverse was... You got it free with, was it 8? I think?
They've done 2 Reverses. One was with 3, and one was with, I think it might have been 8.
Because I remember getting it for... Like, my take on it was like, oh, it's this thing I got for free. And it was like, once it finally came out, which took forever, it was like, oh, okay, that was fun to mess around with for a few hours. Be a goofy mold guy going around killing people. I guess what I'm saying is I never quite got the vehement hatred for that one because it was such a zero stakes thing for me as a player, because I got it free. I could play it just a little bit and be like, yeah, that was fine. Like, I don't quite understand why it was so vehemently hated. Ooh.
So I think what happened there, I could be talking out my butt here, but what I think happened was they made a Resident Evil 3 remake, and they packaged, I don't know if it was Reverse or it was under a different name, but it was basically a very similar concept. And people were sour about it because RE3 remake is quite short.
Yeah, and there's
obviously
noticeable content cuts in it, right?
Yeah, so it's
Worth it.
RE3 original is a short game, and then RE3 remake is short, and it has some sections like the clock tower that didn't make it into the remake, and it was also, this is one of those funny things, because of how prevalent Mr. X was in RE2, I feel like they maybe overcorrected and didn't make Nemesis as prevalent in his own fucking game. And so it kind of feels like you don't, like, Nemesis is kind of like a lamer version of Mr. X. And you don't really get a lot of time with kind of getting that cool, like, I'm being stalked feeling.
That makes sense.
Resistance is the one they added to 3.
That makes sense. That doesn't quite explain Reverse, though. Because if it was Resistance, that does make sense that the shortcomings with RE3 remake would feel all the worse when there was like and we're doing a multiplayer game.
Yeah, and I think that's probably part of it, is that it just kind of feels like they're sort of trying to justify the full price tag even though they've cut content out of the main game.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, and it would be really funny if they kept trying, though. Like, if it would have been really funny if Resident Evil 9 was like, and here's Reverse 2!
Yeah, like, we're trying it again!
Or they call it, like, Reverse Season 2 or something. It's like, we're trying to give this life again! Never. Yeah, it's definitely not, going back a little ways in the discussion, it's definitely not the standard anymore. I've been around long enough now that I know that whatever state the mainstream gaming industry is in is going to be bemoaned by people. But that being said, it is really a shame that so much of high production game development is now focused on really, it's a shame that now the way that high production games make money is not through making good content. It's through making monetizable content.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Bloodshot. Your game did poorly, you're fired. Your game sold millions, you're fired.
Did you see, I'm trying to find out a way to phrase this without spoiling the joke. Mm-hmm. Did you see the Hiroshima review?
No. What?
Okay. Hold on, let me read this to you.
Okay.
It's very funny. You'll love this.
Just gotta make
all
sure
right.
I got all these corpses out of the way.
This is from an article. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna cut it off at where it cuts it off because it's so friggin' funny.
Okay.
Last year marked the 80th anniversary of the atomic bombings on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It doesn't sound right. Something so barbaric feels like it should have happened centuries ago, and yet it's still recent enough that tens of thousands of survivors still live among us today. Known as I'm gonna botch this. Hibakusha, these individuals still carry with them the physical and mental scars of an unfathomable tragedy. They are both reminders of the evil mankind is capable of, and living proof that, against all odds, good people can still hope to push on in the face of it. In his own world, Leon S. Kennedy is a survivor too. One of the two heroes at the center of Resident Evil Requiem, the latest.
What? Oh
that
my
is
gosh.
from the Polygon review of Resident Evil 9.
Polygon. Times have changed, but one thing remains the same. Oh shoot, I got poisoned. That's amazing.
Dude, it's like Dave posted that in the chat, and I was like, "There's no way this is real, dude."
That's so like, I hesitate to accuse rage, a publication of rage baiting, but it feels like this has got to be intentional, right? Like they have to know what they're doing.
It's so
just
funny.
so random. Yeah, this does work better. Okay. Although I have to get the items that are in here. That's why I'm killing them. How is that writer's house not burned down with the fire they're writing? Yeah. I feel like there was another. In years past, there was another example of something that was like along those same lines. Oh wow. Oh jeez.
God, that's a gnarly combo.
Yeah. That cutoff point is so perfect too. I guess their justification would be because it's set isn't 9 set in a bombed out Raccoon City.
I think
guess.
Yeah, I think there's. I guess I don't know because I've been staying away from everything, but I know like actually the physical cover of the game is kind of cool. It's one of those holographic covers where at one angle you see the the front of RPD on the night of like the outbreak, and then at a different angle, it's like the bombed out RPD.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, I think part bombed out Raccoon City is definitely part of like the marketing and is probably in the game.
I guess that could be the like that makes some sense. It's still quite a reach, though.
like I can see the angle of like, oh, you're comparing, bombing of Raccoon City to that, but there's no way you can write this and have that like segue and have that transition not sound insane.
yeah. It's the slam cut transition to Leon S. Kennedy.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, reminds me of the Norm. What is the logic professor joke? That sounds familiar. I can't remember which one that is. The Norm Macdonald logic professor joke.
Oh man, I forget. Yeah, I forget it, but it's Norm Macdonald would have a fucking joke that suits this.
Yeah. Oh, that's not my Estus flask. Oops. I love Norm Macdonald. He was so funny.
Taken from us way too soon.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite routines is his the nation that scares him most, and it's really it's like a really short bit, but it's so funny to me because the idea is just he's like, everyone talking about like they're afraid of North Korea. You mean that little nation over there? What nation scares me is Germany. And he says, I don't know how many of you are history buffs, but...
His humor was so good.
It's so good.
I don't know how many of you are history buffs.
Here, let me allow it. Bloodshot. He talks about this neighbor being a professor of logic. He has a doghouse, he owns a dog, has a family, has a wife, and isn't gay. What? Then he goes to a bar and asks someone if they have a doghouse. They say, and goes, "Oh, so you're okay, gotcha. Oh, so you're gay." I remember that now. Yeah. Yeah, he says, yeah. The idea is, Nip Nips. He's like, I don't know how many of you are history buffs, but some years ago, Germany decided to go to war, and who did they choose as their opponent? The world. Says, and so you'd think, oh yeah, that's gonna take about 5 minutes, but no, it was actually close. It's just such a funny concept to me, like the humorous misinterpretation of historical events is always really funny to me. Eternal Sanctum key, okay, that's good progress. We got a key. Sanctum Knight Helm, that's less of a key, but still good.
It's kind of like a key, but for your head.
Yeah, it unlocks you not getting a concussion. I got it. Yes, I got the key. It's amazing that progress has actually been made this stream. I swore, with how I did last stream, that I was gonna beat that dragon after a few tries.
Yeah.
That's what it's the hubris. The hubris will get you every time.
The Dark Souls humbling effect.
Yeah. I feel like it is especially prevalent in this now, like in this day and age, going back to like Dark Souls 1 and 2, because if you've played Elden Ring, you go back to these games and they're so slow and simple. Like the boss attacks are so like slow and simple in comparison, and so you're like, oh well, this is gonna be easy. I've beaten, I've beaten whoever in Elden Ring, and it's like no, it's still gonna be hard. It's just slower.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I love how sort of. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't go back to Dark Souls 1 because it's too slow and clunky, but I love how it feels. It feels, for me, it feels very, like, weighty and deliberate.
Yeah, I actually, I love Elden Ring, but I actually am the opposite, in that I enjoy the slower, more, like, it's not necessarily higher stakes, but it's a little more like there's a few. Wait, is this right? Am I doing this right? I think I am. No, I need to go the other way. This is the wrong bonfire, right? But it's a little more like, okay, there's a few things you have to keep in mind, and if you screw up one or two of those, then you'll die. Rather than it being like, okay, this guy has like a 15 chain attack pattern, and if you screw up one of those, then you die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although again, I love Elden Ring. Just objectively speaking, it has to be one of the best games I've ever played because it's the most time I've ever spent on a campaign for probably anything for a first playthrough. But yeah, so Dark Souls 1 and 2 I think just are more of they're a little more in tune with me as a person. Because they're a little jankier, they're a little more malicious, and they're like simpler, a little more like they're gonna screw you over with simple tools. You know, Elden Ring will screw you over with really complicated tools, but Dark Souls is like, yeah, we're just gonna make this dragon nuke you when you cross this bridge. Wait, this isn't right. Why did I go to this bonfire? What am I doing?
I know it's probably going to be a while before we get to it, but I'm very excited to see your opinion of Demon Souls.
Yeah,
because it's definitely the jankiest and probably the most malicious of them. It's close with Dark Souls 1, but there's some parts of Demon Souls where it's like this is cruel.
Mm-hmm. Do you think I am also excited to do that. I think I'll probably really enjoy Demon Souls because it sounds like it's just really weird and really mean, and that's apparently my type in Dark Souls games and in life partners.
One of the nice things about Demon Souls is it's still kind of that era of when they made bosses, and the bosses are they're very simple. None of them have very complicated combos. Mm-hmm. They're just sort of like big guy in a room, and you just sort of like stab them between swings.
Yeah, see, I like that. They're
like capstones for like hard areas.
That makes sense, yeah. Would you say that... Do you think Dark Souls 1 is more evil, or Dark Souls 2?
I think they have...
Oh, he's despawned.
There's different parts that are evil. I think 2 is more open to fucking you over with certain, like some things in 2 that I think will absolutely fuck you over is like, oh, you didn't level ADP. Oh, the 3 sentinel fights, where it's like you now have to manage 3 enemies. Oh, this time it's the gargoyles from Dark Souls 1, but now there's 10
fucking
of 9 of them.
Yeah.
Where it's like Dark Souls 1 won't fuck you over to that often, but if you make a mistake, like if you get cursed and you don't have like a way to reverse it, and you're stuck like in the depths or in New Londo, it almost feels like oh man, this character is absolutely fucked, I should just delete it.
That makes sense, yeah. Like no knowledge Dark Souls 1 playthrough is more evil. Because, yeah, if you don't... Like, I got it kind of easy because I've played through both of these games for the first time on stream. So there's some form of guidance of like, oh, hey, you are cursed now. You need this random thing you can get from this one trader. Whereas if you play that just on your own, it's like you wouldn't probably know that. You would just be like, oh, I guess my health is halved forever now.
Yeah. But even like the incrementally removing your max health in this game every time you die is friggin' evil.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, whoa, this is not, this is not promising. The chances of one of these chests be, well, wait, there are no metal mimics, right? Or are there? Are there metal mimics? I can't remember.
I think there was.
There could definitely be traps in one of these, though. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I think that Dark Souls 1 is less evil when you know what you're doing. I feel like this game is consistently evil, even though I have, like, more than 100 hours in it. There are still things that show up that are just like, wow, that's so rude.
Yeah.
But I think you're right, though, that, like, the level to which a new player could hit a brick wall in Dark Souls 1 is higher. Because...
You're right, Luke, that, in Demon Souls, when you die, you get dropped down to 50% of your health.
Yeah.
Immediately. But I always feel like, yeah, okay, so what Bruce just said, I always felt like they kind of balance around the game around you not having that health. Almost like Dark Souls 3, where you're embering to get your, like, more health. It almost kind of felt like that.
Where it's like 100% health is more like a bonus rather than 50% health being a punishment.
Right.
That makes sense.
In Dark Souls 3, their version of unhollowing is embering, and it gives you 30% more health.
Okay. That's so very similar, just coming from the other direction.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, I see.
Which you think wouldn't be a big deal, but it's a big deal psychologically.
Yeah.
I remember one of the more interesting little tidbits of game design when Blizzard was making World of Warcraft.
I don't like this. This does not feel safe at all. I'm actually going to check up here first. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
When Blizzard was making World of Warcraft, they introduced a system where if you kept playing for too long, you became exhausted, and it reduced how much XP you got. So you had to go to, like, an inn to remove your exhaustion, and people hated that system. People were fucking like, that I'm being punished for playing too much. So what they did was actually they renamed the system into the rested system. And if you logged yourself out at an inn and you came back, all your XP gain would be 200%.
Oh, okay.
Which completely flipped, like, the psychology around it, and now people love the system.
Yeah, it's really interesting how you can have the same thing, but if you make it like, oh, this is like an extra thing you're getting, then people like it. If you make it, if you twist it so that it's like, this is a bonus extra thing, you know. You see corporations try to do that all the time too.
Yeah.
It'll be like, we're actually making the experience worse for you, but we have cast it as, look at this extra bonus we're giving you. If you sign up now, you can get all of this for free. What we're not telling you is that you had it for free before, but we're taking it away. You know?
I can't remember if it was, I think it might have been JCPenney. But there was a company that they got a new CEO, and they were like, okay, we're gonna do away with all of our, like, everyone knows for clothes and certain types of goods, the discounts are kind of bullshit. They just, like, they mark up the price, and then they say it's discounted back to its normal price. And I think what happened was a new CEO came into JCPenney and was like, hey, we're not gonna do this anymore. We're not gonna lie to people and say that there is a sale when there's not a sale. We're gonna get rid of all of that, and so they priced everything as it was, and they didn't do any discounts, and that destroyed JCPenney basically.
Wow, is that what destroyed JCPenney?
It was definitely a part of it because people were like, "Oh, I'm not getting this on discount. I'm not getting a good deal."
Oh,
the
wow.
psychology of me wanting to do that isn't there. It's like, you buying a game when it's like not on sale versus on sale. You want to feel like as the customer you're getting a good deal. Like, "Oh, I'm smart for waiting and getting this like 50% off." Even if it was bullshit to begin with.
Yeah. Alright, let's I don't like this. I see bloodstains. Let's see what happens here. He's fighting. Ah! There it is. There's the Dark Souls 2 I know. That's really... I didn't know that about... That's really unfortunate. That... Maybe I can just... But I can definitely see how that would happen, yeah. Rock shield. Is this... This must be a NPC, right? Ooh! What did that do?
So that thing prevents you from healing.
Oh, good. Bye! I know I'm not going to be able to use the bonfire, but at least I could. Oh, was that a Lloyd talisman that he threw?
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh, okay. I was like, will it let me? I didn't think so. Yeah, I've never used Lloyd's talismans, so...
Yeah, they're more a PvP thing.
Yeah. Actually, do NPC... I can't even remember. Do NPCs use Estus in this? Because I know the Hollows will in Dark Souls 1. But I don't think I remember anyone doing that in this.
Can't remember. I don't think they regularly do.
I want to get the backstab.
the
There we
rotate.
go.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Should have switched to two hands, but you know. Yeah, well now. Oh, that was staggering him. No, he was blocking. Okay. I wouldn't have expected it to stagger him, so I was figuring it wouldn't.
That might have been some staggering.
I'll try again.
It's hard to tell.
Oh, maybe. I mean, he
If-
was flinching, so it's possible. Oh, heck yeah.
'cause-
Got it.
Yeah. If he was blocking, he's got very low lightning resistance.
Nice. Okay, that went pretty good. I have no idea what lighting the torches up there was for. I expected to see something change over there, but I didn't see anything change. So I don't quite know what that's about yet.
Yeah, they really introduced NPCs healing in Bloodborne.
Oh yeah.
Because the hunters can also heal with blood vials.
Okay. Oh, I wonder what one this will change. Is it this? Okay, yeah, I guess it's that elevator. I think that's the one shortcut back down, isn't it? Yeah, and of course Bloodborne is the big, elephant in the room that... Oh, Lord. What is this? I have 20... I should probably spend these souls, because I think I can get enough if I... I think I can get enough to level up again, so I'm gonna go do that before I go through the fog wall. Maybe it's just for the
Bloodborne
vibes. It could be.
On the Shad PS4 emulator, Bloodborne is basically totally playable, so you can definitely now like play that on,
Yeah.
on your desktop.
That's the is that the reverse engineering one that they were working on like a year or two back?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I have been kind of I have been, well, I mean, in long term, I've been waiting, hoping that someday there will be a PC version. Sony has incredibly dropped the ball on that one, and now
Yep.
there's just a free PC version until they, you know, shut it down or whatever. So yeah, I'll probably do that. Let's see, more vigor. Let's do more vigor. I'm excited to play Bloodborne. I saw someone mentioned way back that they could imagine Demon's Souls becoming my favorite after I play that, and I could definitely see that also, just because I know, you know, you guys know what I'm like, I know what I'm like. I do think there's always going to be a really special place for, oh shoot, where was that bonfire? Right here. For Dark Souls 1, for me, just because of kind of the time of my life that I played it in. It was like a hugely comforting game for me to have when I was going through some rough spots. But that said, I do really love this game too, and I probably will end up loving Demon's Souls. I pretty much just like all of the FromSoft games I've played, honestly. Cave of the Dead.
What Demon's Souls does really well is I feel like it does the atmosphere really well.
Oh,
like,
nice.
It has some of the like most moody, foreboding zones out of all of their games.
See, that's why I don't want to play the remake as my first time through.
I would definitely suggest playing the original.
I think I remember this room, or a room like this. Friend ahead. Interesting. I mean, I'm always up for torch lighting. Me becoming like a, ooh. Uh-oh. Well, that message lied. These are not friends.
They're not friends.
These are definitely not friends.
I'm curious what you'll think of some of the lighting effects in RE9, because I think some of them are fucking gorgeous. Whoa, too. What?
What's it doing?
What is happening?
Oh, I love this game. Yeah, I am excited. I feel like every RE Engine game on release is like super pretty. Not even just on release, but like I remember being really impressed with some of the
Dude.
That's so funny.
It's like it's drilling.
Yeah, it's doing some mining. Oh, it's gone. Let's see what his... Nope, his is just gonna be normal. I remember being really impressed with some of the use of like, ray tracing in RE8 at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, there's some really lovely soft body physics in RE9 as well that you'll see.
Are we talking like Lady Dimitrescu soft body physics, or are we talking like actual adult uses of mature uses of soft body physics?
No, sorry, that's more less I see now how me saying that came off
not
like that.
Next gen jiggle physics.
No, I'm thinking more stuff like curtains and
oh, okay.
And other objects that are like, you know, you'll see waving in the wind.
Gotcha. That's cool.
And gore and stuff like that too.
Yeah. Okay. This is a problem.
Luke, flesh curtains, that's what I mean.
Is that what the kids are calling them these days? I might as well get this item on here.
I love how they brought these fucking statues back.
Yeah. Oh, right,
They're
I
like,
can't kill these
don't-
ones, I don't think.
Like, don't you remember being poisoned by these?
I sure
Wasn't
do.
that fun? What if they also moved too?
Yeah. Oh, this is not this is not a good area. This is not an area where good things happen. Although I'm actually not. Oh, I got invaded by a jester. Okay.
This is exactly where I want to fight another jester.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. Well, there's a fog wall. There's. I am so done. Actually, you know what? I'm just booking it for the fog wall. Because I think that'll make.
Those guys again.
Oh, right. There's no fog. I don't have invincibility frames either. Okay, I made it. Is this the gang squad? Is that Havel?
Welcome to the gang squad.
Is that Havel? Let's at least get my shield out. Hopefully I have time for this. I did not. Oh no! Oh, it isn't a pit.
I call this room the Elden Ring Invaders experience.
Okay, now I'm down here. Oh no, Havel's here too. Or Havel. Is it Havel or Havel?
I always call him Havel.
Yeah. Well, I have found the gang squad. I assume this is the gang squad at least, right?
Yep.
Okay. They have, I was not disappointed by the gang squad. I was imagining, like, NPC, like a normal enemy gang. Like but having it be a combination of, like, just completely random goobers. Like, here's Havel, here's a guy with an enormous bow, here's the, that one, that's a friendly NPC that's hollowed, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and it's 2:30. Oh, actually, let's see. I do have a tiny bit of time. I am gonna have to leave in about 15 minutes. So now that I've seen the gank squad, are we pretty much we're done with this DLC, right? Unless I want to try beating them. And we can always come back and do that. So yeah, so actually, I think we should take the last 15 minutes here and see if I can get into the next DLC. Which, is it
Didn't you? Yeah,
one?
you have the bonfire for it, Broom Tower.
Yeah, is this the next one?
Yeah, I think it's Sunken King, Iron King, and then Ivory King.
Okay, and so wait, this is Iron King?
I believe so.
Not I guess I would have thought Ivory King. You know, Ivory's white as snow. I don't know.
Oh, the other DLC is way snowier.
Oh, I see. Okay, we've got different levels of snow. High. I don't remember that guy. I do remember that this place is immediately very pretty looking. I remember you mentioned that the DLCs, and I guess I, thinking about it, maybe, oh dear. But I remember you saying the DLCs, they kind of figured out how to make use of the weird whatever lighting engine this is.
Yep.
Okay, that didn't work.
I think with the DLCs, they just figured out how to make this game better in general.
Yeah.
I think they had more time to, that thing where it's kind of like once you're done making the game, you know how to make the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, is that a death? That's not a death pit. Is that where I came from, though? I'm trying to remember how I entered this area, like, way back when. I think I went across a chain, didn't I? Didn't I go across, like, a big chain or something like that?
I think we... At the start?
Oh, yeah, right there.
Yeah,
Big
over
chain.
here.
Okay, so that's where I came in. So that down there could very well be progress. I'm gonna go down there. Bloop. Avoid the random fire guy. Yeah, I enjoy... first one was Sunken King, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was a lot more interconnected, I think, than a lot of the areas in base Dark Souls 2. Am I right? Just in the sense that it was all kind of like one place. Chest. This is also the DLC with Chicken Wing. Okay. Iron King is way harder than Ivory King? I mean, it's me. I'm gonna suck at both of them, so...
I think I personally found Ivory King to be harder, but they're both... The difficulty does ramp up in a bunch of areas.
Hello. For some reason, this, well, so I guess it's not really for some reason, it makes sense, but this reminds me a little bit of Painkiller, because of the snowy
I can
levels.
see it. Yep. People are bringing up that this is technically ash from the top of the tower.
Oh, okay. It's not snow, it's ash. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
These guys.
Yeah, I love that. If you run through them, they just like collapse.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm hearing stalker psi emission sounds. Be wary of ambush. I always am. I'm playing Dark Souls. Let's see what sort of ambush we might be expecting here. One that results in death. Okay, I don't know what I expected.
The only ambush that matters.
Yeah. Well, the first one of those guys I thought wasn't too bad. As expected, they... Oh, I see. As expected, they don't stagger as much as I would prefer. But I...
Ooh, the doubles.
Wow,
nice.
That works pretty well. I do assume that from here on out, the idea of staggering an enemy is going to be a luxury, not a given. Because... just based on how the Sunken King went. One thing I do really like in this and Dark Souls 1 is that once you get used to it, you can legitimately, like you can just use spacing to get out of a lot of damage if you're careful. I actually find that really fun. Just being able to be like, okay, I know how close I need to get to bait this attack, and then be able to back up.
The craziest people, like speedrunners for these games, and people who do like the never take damage run, is like they'll know where to stand for every specific attack for the attack to like miss. That's crazy. I can't fathom the no damage runs. Like that's just crazy to me that people can do that. There are people who play, like, streamed playing from Demon Souls to Elden Ring consecutively without taking damage.
That's crazy.
That shit is insane.
That's like that's like, you know, that's like most impressive achievements of all humanity level of crazy. Like, how? Because if I remember right, the deal was that if they took any damage, they had to start over from the very beginning of the entire series, right?
Yep.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's not skill. That's talk to a therapist time. Yeah. Have I ever tried Monster Hunter? No, I haven't. I remember Johnny did recommend that I might enjoy it just because of the kind of the weighty combat, which is maybe a little bit like Dark Souls, but I've never tried it. Because it seemed like not. It seems like. Well, this is gonna sound stupid. It seems like not my sort of game because it's very boss focused. But then I say that, and you know, one of my favorite series is Dark Souls. So I might actually really enjoy it. Yeah. This guy's more ashy than my other guys. Uh-oh! I didn't see that coming at all. I keep... Oh, that's nice. I keep forgetting that
Nice.
the two-handed version of... the two-handed rapier has a strong attack. Because for whatever... It doesn't make sense that, like, the two-handed version, you have a strong attack. The one-handed version, where the other hand you would probably have a shield in, that you could parry with, the strong attack is a parry. Like, why?
Right.
Why is it like that? That really sounds like the like psi emission effects from Shadow of Chernobyl. Yeah, years ago I never would have expected that. Like, I always respected Dark Souls. I always thought it was pretty good. But I never, I never would have expected that it would become, like, one of my absolute top, top series of games. Because a lot of elements of it seemed like not really for me, like the big focus on bosses and, just stuff like that, and then it turns out I am actually really into it. I think part of it is also... Oh dear, oh dear. I didn't ever realize that the difficulty would actually be... Like, I always thought of... before I got really into Dark Souls, I always thought of the difficulty as, like... You know, I think it's good and it's fitting for the game, but... That's not why I think Dark Souls is good. It's just there in addition to it. But it turns out I really love these games' version of difficulty. And I think that it also turns out that there's quite a lot of shared DNA between this and Stalker. Even though they're different genres and very different types of games, it's like some of the fundamental DNA is very similar.
And we've talked about this before, but also with, like, survival horror as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There's I think they both genres use friction in a very similar way, and I find that very, like, engaging.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. It's, and I think they end up having the same sort of weird comfiness. Because that's something, like, I find this and Dark Souls 1 just incredibly relaxing to play. And I know that, and it makes zero sense on paper.
It does.
But it's like, to me, they're like, these are my chill-out games. And it's kind of similar to how, in a way, to how survival horror on replays turns into this weird sort of, like, the addictive victory lap, where, where it's like, now that you know the systems and everything, now you can start playing better and better and better, and it becomes sort of this zen, sort of fun, chill experience.
Especially if you're like running through the game again, it's sort of like, I don't know, it's like coming home to a nice pair of warm slippers that also sometimes trips you and kills you in the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the slippers of blinding speed. Oh wow, that's all. Wow, this place this place got super nuked or something. It's all lava down there.
Starting my Dark Souls 2 review about Hiroshima.
Yeah. It seems in bad taste, doesn't it? Okay, let's see. So many problems in this game show up as a result of not being able to stagger. It's like, if I could stagger these guys, that'd be super easy. Just attack first. Wow, I haven't died yet. It's about time that I need to head out. I was expecting to have died before this point.
Everyone's like, Ivory King and Iron King are the hardest DLCs ever, and
Yeah.
David's just walking through like, alright, I'm waiting for the death now.
Oh, it's gonna come though. It's gonna happen for sure. This is cool looking. This
Yeah, I think the art for all 3 DLCs is actually really good.
Yeah, I don't. Sunken King wasn't super showy, but the atmosphere of that, like, sort of smoggy, poisony green look it had was really cool, and the scale of everything.
Yeah, I love that, like, shot when you first come around the cliff and you see, like, the temples and the waterfalls behind them. I always think it's like, man, that's so gorgeous.
Yeah. Shouldn't he has stakes? Shouldn't I have something to destroy the fire statues? What? These are water, aren't they? Let's save those in case I need them. Try jumping. I don't know about that. I mean, it's possible I could reach there. Oh, hey, look at my... I have a shadow and nothing else does. Illusion ahead. Okay, yeah, I got that part. Is there something I missed in here? Let's see. Bruce, yeah, you hadn't played any Souls games until Elden Ring, and then they were... Yeah, that's kind of how it happened with me, because, I played a handful of hours of Dark Souls 1 way back in, like... what would it have been? Like 2014 or something like that. And liked it, but just kind of, as I do, got distracted. And then it was always like, well, I can't... It was always like, well, I can't go on and try the new Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3 or whatever. I can't play those until I've gone back and played Dark Souls 1 legitimately, and then I just kind of fell out of it. And then when Elden Ring came out, it seemed like a fresh start, where it's like, oh, I can jump into this while it's new and get kind of that new community experience where everyone's learning it all at once. And then, yeah, similarly, I fell in love with Elden Ring, and then went back and played Dark Souls 1 to finish, and then, here we are. I think I can... Yeah.
Those barrel guys are so funny. They basically try to lure you into getting blown up.
See, I knew something was fishy. Haha. And yeah, someone asked way earlier if the, because I did my first Dark Souls 1 playthrough as a stream, but that was on the New Blood Twitter account, and I actually have no idea if those VODs are saved. So I actually don't know if that's still something you can watch or not. In hindsight, like if I'd known how essential to the Szymanski lore the Dark Souls 2 playthrough was going to become, at the time I probably would have made extra sure to save them, but sadly I did not. They may be on the New Blood YouTube channel as like private videos or something. I could ask Dave and see if he would check, but I think I don't think they got saved. Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave like right now. Killing
Someone
invaders.
kill me!
Yeah, hurry up and kill me, Dark Souls DLC. Come on, I know you got it in you. And what are you doing? I don't trust this chest. Oh, okay. I guess it was fine. Ooh. I don't think that's something I can use, but I'll check. Oh, what is... That's a, yeah, it's that thing. Oh, I guess I can use it. Actually... wait, that would be...
The power...
What was that?
The power stance for fist weapons, like the Caestus, is so funny in this game.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to look into that next... because it is strength and dex scaling. Although it doesn't do a lot of damage, even compared to the rapier. I wonder why. Is it just, I guess because it's so fast?
Yeah, usually these weapons are very fast and they have high stagger.
Oh, okay. That's good to... Actually, maybe I'll try it out.
But I have no idea if it has high enough stagger to stagger the DLC enemies.
Yeah, Oh, and here's a bonfire. I think we're gonna... Wait a second. I don't like this. What is... Nope, I wanted to touch the... Okay, no, it was a normal bonfire. Okay. I was imagining that those were gonna get lit off as soon as I rested the bonfire. Alright, that is gonna have to be it, because I do need to go. But yeah, we actually got 2 weeks in a row in. That's pretty good for us. We'll try for next week too. Can't promise anything, as you guys all know, but it's amazing that the end of Dark Souls 2 is in sight. What are we even gonna do then? Like, what is life on Twitch after Dark Souls 2 look like? Yeah, see you in 3 months. Yeah. All right. Oh, yep. My wife is texting me. Okay, so I need to head out.
All right.
But yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Thank you, Dylan, for being here, and I will see you all maybe next week, possibly. Bye.
See ya.